shocked and saddened by the violence as all of my citizens. Because we are shocked, not only are the victims juveniles, but the murderers are juveniles as well.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Crime Journal. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into the case.
To think and believe to minimize any actions that is criminal of a juvenile is a disservice and, frankly, stupid to think. We need to hold them accountable.
Three teenage friends would be left for dead in the rural country of Orlando, Florida, sometime between March 30th and April 1st. On March 30th, Marion County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to the area of Forest Lake Park on 103rd Avenue just after 11 p.m., where they would locate the first victim, identified as Layla Silvernail, with an apparent gunshot wound. Local officials would transport her to a hospital in critical condition. Silvernail would sadly lose brain function and be pronounced deceased. Layla Silvernail was the 16-year-old girl who played softball all her life. She was the true definition of a team player and an amazing athlete. She will truly be missed by everyone. On March 31st, a day later, around 8 a.m., deputies would respond to Southeast 94th Street and Southeast 188th Court and locate an unidentified 17-year-old male with an apparent gunshot wound. The next morning on April 1st, the Marion County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit, Forensic Unit, and Underwater Recovery Team would respond to the area of Maluka Loop in reference to information that Layla's vehicle was partially submerged at the edge of a nearby body of water. After police obtained a search warrant to search Silvernail's car, they would find Camille Corlez deceased in the trunk from an apparent gunshot wound around 12:30 p.m. Camille Corlez was a 16-year-old girl with a beautiful soul. She was really good at softball and liked volleyball and basketball too. Her family would say even though she had her ups and downs in life, she was still a very good person. Later, detectives would obtain information that would show all three of the teens together before the incident. It would later be determined the three victims were also accompanied by three other individuals after a tip came in. The other three individuals would later be identified as Christopher Atkins, 12, Robert Robinson, 17, and Taj Bruton, 16. These three juveniles would be the top suspects in the investigation. The three suspects would flee the scene on foot, but leaving behind a lot of evidence. It was known that the six juveniles had some type of gang affiliation. The suspects and victims were known to commit burglaries and robberies together. At some point of this day, the suspects turned on the other three victims and murdered them. Christopher Atkins and Robert Robinson have been arrested and charged with first-degree murder for the murders that happened less than 48 hours apart.
Information on that unbelievable story that came out of Ocklawaha, Florida, a little town of, population 1,500 in Marion County, Florida. Three teenagers found dead, between Thursday night and Saturday morning. All of them friends, all of them knew each other, not far away, their bodies discovered. Two 16-year-olds and a 17-year-old. And tonight, exclusive information about what may have happened. And here's what I can tell you. The first teenager, 16-year-old Layla Silvernail, where her body was dumped beside a dumpster, a witness called in and actually said that they saw her vehicle slow rolling right into that dumpster and then shortly thereafter speeding away. And now we know that the police have surveillance video of that event. They now know at 10:48 on Thursday night that happened, and surveillance video caught her vehicle rolling into the dumpster at a slow rate of speed and then speeding away. The witness just thought it was a normal call and called into the police, but did not see a body being dumped. But then, obviously, police started to find other bodies The body of a 17-year-old boy found Friday morning. The body of 16-year-old Camille Quarles, who was identified by a family member as the third victim, found Saturday afternoon inside of Layla Silvernail's vehicle, which was by this point submerged. I want to bring in now Sheriff Billy Woods of Marion County, who's been working this case. He and his deputies have been hard at work, day in, day out, trying to track suspects. And from what I understand, Sheriff, you're making some progress. You have put out a number of subpoenas and nearly a half dozen search warrant, numerous subpoenas. Are you close to making an arrest?
Well, each day we are getting closer and closer. You know, you're absolutely correct. We've got information that I'm able to give out at this time that's been helping us. And I want viewers to know, especially in the community, of the assurance in which I had to give to them so that they knew that we didn't have a serial killer and this was an isolated incident. And you mentioned earlier regarding the evidence in which we have, and here's the things that I can tell you right now. We have several cell phones. We have cell phone records. We have DNA from the vehicle, and we have latent prints from the vehicle. Now, the key, and you've already mentioned it, the key here is that we have obtained 2 surveillance videos. The one just prior to the incident, and then one at the end, in which I put out on social media a picture of the vehicle and giving a specific time frame. And combined with what you just told your viewers about our first caller and the witnesses, the only thing that we can logically conclude is correct of what you said, that the suspects fled the scene in the victim's vehicle.
Atkins and Robinson would make incriminating statements about their involvement in the shooting. It would later be determined that one of the firearms was stolen out of an unlocked car by the teams in a vehicle burglary. Detectives would say that the robberies were a motive in the murders, though they did not elaborate. The third suspect, Taj Bruton, 16, is still at large and suspected to be armed and dangerous. If anyone sees or knows where Bruton can be located, the Orlando Police Department urges you to call 321-235-5300. All tips will remain anonymous. There is a $10,000 reward for all tips leading up to Bruton's arrest.